Welcome to the second video in the disassembling and reassembling of the 7615. And as you can see, we've got all the parts laid out from our first disassembly video, and in this video we're going to basically reverse the process. So we're going to start with the firing pin and then work our way up from there. Hope you guys enjoy. While we have the firing pin out, this is a great opportunity to take the bolt apart like so and remove any of the old grease and then re-grease, and we replace it again. And to install the firing pin, we're going to use both the small and the large side for these pins here as a reference, just like we did to take the firing pin out. So because we put it on the side that had the smaller pin to drive it out, we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to use the large side, which is this side here. So we're going to put our spring back onto our firing pin back into the bolt, and here you'll find the hole, which we've basically got to look straight through and push that firing pin back so we have a nice clear hole where the pin's going to go in. Now you can't really see in this video, but this pin in person you'll be able to see there's a definite small and a large side to the pin. We're obviously going to be pushing the small side in and then pushing it through that hole there. But on this pin here, it's actually ground down on a corner, so when you've got it in, it's curved and it won't hit up against this shroud here. So we want to make sure we push it in the correct way. You might need to redo this a couple of times. I know I had to, so we'll just figure this out, which is that's the way there. You should be able to pretty much push that pin in about halfway. And once it's halfway in, we then just hammer the rest of it in. And I'll try and do that on camera now. And we just do a little bit by little bit until we get it all the way in. And there you go. As you can see, now that bolt can spin around, but the bolt won't come out because that firing pin has a bit of a head to it. So as it free spins, doesn't grind or anything like that, that's great. We've got the pin in correctly, and you can see it's retained. Now if you're unsure of which way this goes, this bolt, the bolt has half of it which is smooth and the other half has notches. The notch half is to face upwards, and if you fired your rifle before, you'll have a little bit of wear there on the smooth side where the bolt has been rubbed up against the bullets in the magazine. So what we're going to do is place it to the notches facing up and put our small pin in to the hole like so, and then the large pin in on the opposite side, and there you can see now that bolt will not free spin and it'll just turn in the way that it's meant to. So that's probably the hardest part of the whole reassembling, is putting that firing pin back in. If you've done that, fantastic. We're going to move on to the next step. Our next step, we're going to put the barrel back onto the slide, and then the slide and the barrel back into the receiver. So what we're going to do is the same way that we took the barrel off, we're going to put it back on. So put it into the center of the rail, simply just turn like so, push that bolt all the way forward and it should fit in nice snug like that into the barrel. Push the barrel back and it's locked. You'll notice on not this side but the other side there's a slight notch in the barrel. That's where we put our cover, and it fits in perfectly like that. Okay, so now with our cover on and our barrel and slide into place, we're then going to slide it into the receiver, that part there, like so, holding it all into place with one hand. Just place it in like that, and then just push it back, and there you go. At this point we slide it all back into place, and we're going to push that tube up into that threaded area right there, and we're then going to do that up. So I'll do that up now. So we're going to get it just hand tight to start with. We're going to get our punch again, place it through the tube and tighten it down. Now you're going to want to make sure that this is really, really tight, because if it's not tight, then you're going to have inaccuracy in the rifle, because the barrel is not going to be in the correct way it should be. So now that's on like so. Slides back, bolt slides back, covers on, and we'll move on to the next stage. What we're going to do now is put the mag well and the trigger assembly back into the receiver. So we'll just move all this stuff that we don't need at the moment, and I'll just talk briefly on the trigger assembly. To install the trigger assembly, we need the hammer to be back in position like so. If it's out like that, that's no good. We need to put it back into that position, ready to go. Also, when we're installing, make sure that this bar here is free and able to move, because if we put it in and install it like that, that hammer's not going to go. If we have it up, the hammer will go. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The hammer is going to go through straight into that slot, like so. And the best way I figured, obviously have the bolt all the way back like so, and pretty much put the receiver, or the trigger assembly, into the receiver first, and wiggle it a bit. Now if it doesn't go in straight away, don't force anything. Just give it a little bit of a wiggle, spin it around. Might need to take it out and in, and just keep trying it until you find out the best way. There you go. I think that's about right. What we're going to do is put the mag well down and get our 4mm hex key. Just like so. Push the rear one in like that. And that one there, and just with our mallet just tap it in, like that. And what we're going to do is just a real quick dry fire, so we're going to have to rack it, and that's what you want to see and hear. You see that safety bar there, and it's gone in. So that means the hammer is working and the gun's cycling. Alright, on to the next stage. This is the last section of the reassembling for the firearm, and in this section I would be putting the buttstock on and the foregrip, but I'm not actually going to be doing that. It's pretty self-explanatory, just obviously reversing what you saw in the disassembly, where you're putting the screw into the receiver and the fore-end screw goes up to the top of the slide. Now the reason why I'm not putting these on is those that have already subscribed will know I'm actually doing a build videos on this firearm called Mjolnir. I'm basically customizing this firearm to be the way I like it. So these buttstock and the foregrip are actually going to be slightly different when they actually get onto the firearm in the final product. So we're going to leave it as it is now, and I'm going to put all my gear back onto it, and we're going to continue from that build video. But hope you guys enjoyed these two videos on the disassembling and reassembling of the 7615, and as I've said, it can cross over very much to the 7600 as well. So guys, if you enjoyed, please comment below, rate, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and I'm also actually thinking about doing a video on a trigger upgrade for the 7600 and or 7615 as well. If you guys are interested in maybe seeing that installation video, comment below, and if I get enough interest, I'll go out and buy the piece and show you how it's installed. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching, and shoot safe.